sounds like an even draft, though. It sounds like both drafts have their merits, and that's what we like to see. A third deciding back and forth competitive game for $500,000. Take it away, Cap and SVG.
And we'll be taking it into a game 3 where we've got some serious things to discuss here. As Liquid have a chance to be able to break the curse, and it seems like they have come closer to it than they have in the past. Avery, you've been... Oh, hold up. Tofu? That's going to be an early first blood for Liquid, so they're going to be very comfortable as long as they get this final hit in. And Insania is forced to take it. They're not able to give it to one of their cores. Avery, you said that you think Liquid, from a draft perspective, has put Gaming Gladiators in a more awkward position than they ever have. Do you feel that here in Game 3 as well?
A little for one factor.
Okay.
Only one.
What is that single factor?
They have no stuns.
Yeah, they don't really have many stuns. It's just Quinn.
It's just Quinn, man.
Quinn, and then you can kind of call Fortune's End, disable of sorts. It's not the greatest, but
I'm not going to count it here. Especially, the thing is, they have a Vortex and there's a press the attack. So those cancel out. So basically, you're back to 0.
Yeah.
I think if Nisha wins mid, this is very bad for Liquid, though.
Yeah, Nisha is just going to be limping along into the lane here in a matchup that he desperately needs to win, a matchup that he has been winning.
They did get 3 runes, though.
Yeah.
That is why he's low. So I guess that kind of evens out as well. What I was saying is you're really dependent on Quinn to go in and set stuff up with the single Vortex you have, especially in a press the attack. And you're in a lineup where you have Terrorblade, Timbersaw, 2 side lane cores, again, not necessarily buying you any utility. They are damage-oriented cores, similar to the last game in the Morphling and the Razor, that want things to set up their damage for them. These are traditionally cores where you want things like a Mars Arena or a Shackle Shot or a Clockwork going in. You have Oracle Kotl here. It's a lot of sustain, a lot of save, a lot of turnaround on the duel. Like, I don't think you can aggressively duel this game. If you pull ahead, though, and you put the Storm Spirit in a position where he's not strong enough to jump in, because remember, the Storm also has to jump into a Skywrath instant silence, a Rubik instant lift, a Boundless Strike, the press attack on whoever he goes on, and then there's potentially a dual turnaround, the Shard on the TA. You kind of need BKB on Storm in this game. It's a lot of weight on the Storm Spirit shoulders to make up the ground and set the fight up for his other 2 cores. And therefore, I feel like Liquid's draft is kind of easier to execute as much as I like the power level on gaming. It's like the power level is definitely there, right? Timbersaw, Terrorblade in great games, and you have an Oracle behind him that can save versus the Legion duels and the Skywrath ult. All that looks amazing for me. I don't think there's... All their heroes serve a purpose here. I just wonder if some of these fights are going to get very awkward if you run into that problem, which is, well, how do you hold heroes in areas you to hit them?
Particularly in a matchup where if they are so dependent on Storm Spirit, Quinn has lost 2 different laning phases against Nisha, and a 3rd loss could be the nail in the coffin.
Well, he's winning this one, so that crisis has been averted as the problem has been fixed. Even against the 3 runes, he's going pretty even here on the early waves.
Well, you're speaking a little soon here. I feel like doesn't this matchup get worse for the Storm Spirit?
Yeah,
as you get closer to level 4 and 5.
3 to 5 is not great. I think you don't really have kill threat on the TA a lot because she just stays way higher regen than you. But hey, he's not losing it early on.
That's true. He's not losing it just yet. I would say another factor has been Ace. You talked about the fact that he's been pushed away from some of these aura buyers, and in that last series, or in that last game rather, he picked up Razor, a hero that he hadn't played in quite some time, and got shut down really, really hard. Team Liquid made a concerted effort to be able to kick his game out the window as early as possible, and in this game, he's going to be playing Timbersaw, a hero that he hasn't played very often for Gaming Gladiators, hasn't played it once this tournament. Nope. Just like the Razor. And one final thing about that, as Quinn almost dies to the side blades, one final thing about that is the last time they actually played Timbersaw was the Bali Major Grand Finals, where they did win that series, but they lost. The only game that they lost was actually the Timbersaw game for Ace.
I mean, I'm telling you, you put Ace in this position where suddenly he's just another damage dealer and you don't have the utility to back it up, and it's where gaming fall a little short compared to when they're just incredibly dominant, which is still very dominant. Yeah, you know, it's not much here. This time around, they have two supports that offer a lot of utility, though. Both the Oracle and the kotl are going to buy a lot of the utility items, and a lot of their spells help you in the fight. So this time around, I'm not as concerned about it compared to the Razor game, for example. Okay. I think they have that part of it covered. It's just, again, a question of, can you go into these fights and start stuff, and what does that look like? I also think there's roam potential for Liquid. Just to discuss the last point of this draft, like, you can roam this Skywrath and potentially even the Rubik to mid, because your side lane matchups aren't terrible here with the Monkey Legion. And if you can get a gank on this Storm before 6, that really opens up the game. I think that is the biggest thing that could happen for Liquid in the first 5 to 6 minutes here, if they can line it up, particularly that 6-minute power rune. If you can stop the Storm getting to ult, and Nisha is opening up a little bit of a level advantage here.
Yeah, it's beginning to grow, and also that off lane is not faring so well for Ace. Least CS by far. He's actually got half the CS of the person who's right above him in that chart in the Legion Commander. So this matchup, which is not terribly surprising, Monkey King is a very good laning matchup against the Timbersaw, especially if you're enabled by a support. But it may be another game where Ace is not super comfortable with the way his early game goes.
Mickey has gotten full advantage out of these early waves while they're waiting for the kotl to power up here. When you can give this Timbersaw mana, it's just not doing much for him into 2 points Jingu. A lot of denies onto Mickey as well. 19 for the Monkey King down there. That is a lot of XP gone from your Timbersaw. This is another reason I think that gank can go towards mid. You have some independent side lanes here, or at least you have the ability to move your supports around and leave Mickey bottom. He's not going to get exposed, right? Maybe he doesn't dominate as hard, but you have two supports top. All of a sudden, Dyrachyo in trouble.
Yep, they moved Boxy into mid, but then somebody made the call, let's gank Dyrachyo instead.
It was a good call. That is a value kill, as Insane. He can go straight back through the gate towards bottom. I mean, Mickey's bullying in the 1v2 here.
Is under attack.
That's not what you want to see.
This is why I feel like this draft is... It's not that unfavorable, because I think Liquid have things, again, going for them that have been problems in this game and matchup in terms of the supports, right? Like, you're in a position now where you're bullying game and supports, and you can crash the mid runes. You can take those power runes away from Kin. You can create the hero advantage around that middle lane that has been problematic for you all year. That's what I expect Liquid to do here, and it's what they're doing. 3 heroes on both sides of the river. So guarantee the rune does not go to the Storm Spirit, and it was a regen, so that is a valuable one to take away.
Funny note, not only just the supports, but even the wards. Game of Gladiators have laid 2 different observer wards in this lane. Both have been countered. Now, they managed to deny both of them, but it goes to show that Liquid are putting a lot of insistence onto this lane. Dewarding both to be able to keep the traps alive, but also to be able to keep the vision advantage for Liquid.
It's a very solid early game Liquid is playing here. They have won 3 lanes, denied the power runes, and killed the vision, as you said. This is about as good as it's going to get. I feel like we've been saying that a lot, but Liquid has shown up today, and they're looking smooth. Large waves on both of these side lanes pushing in right now. Means you can create some pressure points.
Going to be used. Zai forced away, but they're going to turn around and fight because they have the supports coming in once again. A big burst of damage. Celery only doing more harm than good in this situation. He just adds another body to the level 3 overwhelming odds.
Trade his carry in a sense, as now you're just going to get this top tower for free. I think there was double Lotus on Zai. The side laners here for Liquid playing super well in this early laning phase, shoving the waves in, playing independent of their supports, and still winning the attrition war, just setting everything up on a plate. Ace is going to have to recover, and it means even more room to operate, while you have 2 carry-oriented side laners who are going to need time to get the damage online. Levels are going to be there for the Liquid supports as well, as they have 5 on basically both here. I mean, you can pick and choose where you want to go.
And I think you kind of expect Gaming Gladiators to make a move towards bottom eventually, to both help Ace in a matchup that he's not having a ton of fun in, but also shut down Mickey. Quinn. Uh-oh. That is a level 5 Skywrath Mage who was looking to get the kill on solo 1 on Quinn. It's going to be a close call. Mickey's here with the Boundless Strike, and he dies. Oh, what a disaster for Quinn, who needs to be able to lead the game by force here because he's got a kotl behind him too.
And the
he
range
needs
drop.
to get an advantage. They will manage to get a counter kill, but it just means another kill for Nisha instead with the double damage rune.
And look what they're invading. They're looking at these stacks in the triangle. Not going to go super deep here. They will not see this ancient camp. Maybe lucky for Gaimin as that DD on Nisha would have made quick work of it here.
Yeah, they need to get level 6 soon on this Timbersaw so they can clear through that Ancients and not give Nisha the chance to take it.
This is going to be another very strong Templar assassin game. Doesn't have the stacks to really fall back on his own, as Liquid have prioritized playing out on the map with their supports. And hey, anytime you can do that, I think it pays off a lot more. So I don't think Nisha's too sad about this. He's going to be very high level again. He's going to get the own stack for himself here. He's going to be cruising. All 3 cores going to be in a good position. Early Blade Mail will come out for Zai, and it looks like Echo Saber for Mickey. So fighting items for all 3 cores here on the Liquid side.
Chasing after him? No. Level 6 picked up. So diving into the Chakram is probably an ill-advised affair. Team Liquid, though, in game 3, very crucial one for probably their mental state against Gaming Gladiators for the rest of the year, are up 4,000 net worth.
This tanky Legion, he's got full stick range drop.
Not an easy kill,
Lotus.
especially with the dual combo. Oh, they tried to get aggressive with the Storms here, and once again he's rebuked by the Skywrath Mage in the most deadliest fashions. Insania is now going to be able to catch Tofu as well. And look at this Gaming Gladiators again. They bring all 5 heroes to join in these fights. Darachi is going to have to get off a crazy Sunder, and even then, it probably wouldn't have been enough. 3 dead on the side of Gaming.
This is definitely the best we've seen Liquid perform conceptually against what Gaming are doing. We've seen it time and time again, right? Crashing the runes, making sure the draft is a little less optimal in terms of the auras, and then they're bringing the numbers to all these fights. I don't think we've seen Liquid collapse this fast, this early in any of those other series. And it's just catching Gaimin off guard. This is a humongous lead at 10 minutes, 6,000 gold. Has Gaimin ever been this far behind at 10 minutes in the history of this team? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they probably have for some of those BBT games.
Yeah, that's probably where it happened.
Yeah. Not in this matchup. Liquid getting everything they want out of this early game and more, and now they can just start to run over the map. Traps, another duel, no save in sight. You can prevent the magic damage, but you cannot prevent the physical right clicks here, as your Oracle is still level 5. And those Ancients that were the recovery for Ace, he didn't get any of the big ones. Double Ancient Thunder Hides. Zai is going to be happy to clean all this XP up. Everything clicking here for Liquid. And they'll even find Celery again. Or will it? Whoa.
Fortune's in. Oh, Insania with the Timber Chain. Still rocking that one and putting it to good use to once again catch an extra hero for Gaming Gladiators. As you can see, their TP scrolls are on cooldowns because they're being pushed and pulled around the map by Team Liquid and their constant aggression.
This support duo has been abused so hard in the first 10 minutes here. It's sometimes the issue with these defensive duos in the Oracle and the kotl. Like, you have like kind of a double save, double utility lineup here. Your fighting power is very limited. Your early game damage can be very limited, and the Rubik Skywrath have just outpaced you tremendously here. It's going to be a very long recovery game for Gaming, down 8K at 12 minutes here. You're going to need to push these lanes out on the sides, get some stacks going, make some space, delay the push will come through, and it's not going to be a Midas for Mickey this time. He feels this game is going fast enough that Maelstrom will be his item of choice. Probably a pretty decent option here versus the Timber and the Terrorblade in terms of scale anyway. And not going to have to recover at all this game. And these tier 1s are going to remain up for a while, so Liquid can keep fighting around these while they look aggressively for their own kills. Very solid position, and of course you're still missing level 6 on both of these gaming supports as Darachi gets dueled again.
Yeah, when you're talking about level 6s on supports and then Boxy is level 8, that early pickup of Mystic Flare resulting in a kill on the Storm Spirits,
and this is
its high levels resulting in 3 different kills so far.
That's just Tumbler Toy.
And Tumbler Toy is
it is a hell of a drug.
It's a hell of an item, that's
very
for sure. Insania does have a Luminant Blast. And you always got to be careful of the boundless strength from the trees. Quinn has to respect the turnaround power of Team Liquid and their instant disables.
There's just not a lot to play with the Storm. I mean, you could Chakra Magic him. It's a level 2 Chakra. So 160 mana.
Would you say this is
what else helps him kill people here?
Is this the worst of the gas stations for Storm Spirit to play with? We saw that Pugno was a massive one for a long period of time.
I wouldn't say it's the worst. It just depends on how the Kotl's game goes. But sometimes the Kotl wants to do too many things. It's not supposed.
Tofu knows what's coming.
Dependable.
It's going to be a dual win. Another one for Zai. 48 damage in 13 minutes.
He is so massive already.
He just picked up the Blade Mail. He's going to have a Blink Dagger in a minute.
And he's just invading the Ancients here.
Oh, hit him midway through the Timber Chain. Ace is going to be low. Now he has another Timber Chain, but he knows he has to go the other direction because all of Liquid are diving past the tier 1 tower here. Ace has to go for a TP out, and he does manage to make it.
Instant TP to the other side, trying to deny the 14-minute Wisdom Rune. Super heads-up play by Boxy.
He might still be able to get it though. The Wisdom Rune, he picks it up before he dies.
That is honestly probably worth it given their position right now.
Yeah.
It's still going to be more XP going the way of Liquid. I'm sure they're not sad about it, as they'll clean up another tier 1. All 3 down in 14 minutes. The net worth is stabilized a bit, mainly off what Quinn is finding on the map. Still searching for the first item between all of these cores, by the way, on that Witchblade. Very rough spot. Deso finished for Nisha as well. Blink Deso, incredibly fat. Not as high level as he was last time, which I guess tells you how high level he was in that game, considering he's 5-0 here. And that'll be the blink for the Legion. So the pickoff is completely online for Liquid. Their capability to get into the fight with all 3 cores is instantaneous between the 2 blinks and the tree dance. Gaming in a tough spot, very defensive map position for them. I don't think you can even contest this Roshan, which Liquid have set up for and are waiting for him to show.
The fact that you could do it so efficiently with this Templar Assassin, because you're not afraid of Gaming Gladiators contesting, that's the worst part. They don't even need Mickey here. He's going to be farming that other side of the map. They're keeping all of their towers up. The scan is successful. Maybe Gaming Gladiators. Are they going to do something about this?
Blind jump?
Are you that desperate already?
For him. I don't think there's a play here. I think you just got to farm. You got to push this game very late with TV illusions, Kotl, split pushing the map, eventually find some big pick off of the Storm, and then collapse off of that. Now, you got to remember, Gaming are a tremendous comeback team, right? We have seen them come back from some massive deficits. Maybe not this early in the game off of a terrible laning stage. Nonetheless, off of some very rough positions. And you just picked up an Arcane Rune for your Witchblade Storm Spirit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is a good opportunity here. If you can find some isolated heroes, start the fight with a favorable numbers advantage. This is an Aegis Nisha, though.
An Arcane Rune Storm Spirit. That's what they're going to bank on here. Quinn trying to get the jump onto Insini. He's got to be careful because disables though. A Black Seal comes in. Perfect timing though, and now Quinn can keep pushing forward. They do have the little bit of a heal on him, stopping some of that magic damage so they can catch Nisha. Now they see the Agents here. Oh, he's turn around. He blew up Ace. And Zai is right in the middle of it too. He killed the Oracle, so no false promise at the same time.
on the back.
Now the Wukong's man claims another 2 lives. It's a 5-0 wipe.
Damon are struck down in their place right now as Liquid find an opening in this game and take everything from Gaming on that comeback fight with the Witchblade Arcane Rune. Nisha says, no, not even the Aegis will you get.
That is insane. The damage turnaround there was intense. This initial setup was, I think, pretty nicely set up at Gaming Gladiators, but Liquid really didn't bite.
And you have Zai just waiting, right? Zai's just waiting to see who he wants to duel here. Boxy holds his ult. So when you go in, you find this Oracle. That is basically the best target. Take the save out of the fight. No false promise. Even Sunder used to try and bail Celery out. That is why that Terrorblade cannot fight Mickey once he finds him on the backside. And that is
they walk into the Stone Soldiers on their retreat. That is rough.
Very well positioned fight by Liquid. Get him on both flanks. Fight that Gaming needed to get back into this game. Now they will have to continue
one more
split push.
crazy stat about this series.
All right, hit me with it.
In playoff LAN series, the match record is 11-2.
Oh, the stolen storm.
That is beautiful. Jump the ball from. It's going to be able to bail him out, though. This is not going to be a dual win, but it is going to be a Storm Spirit kill. And Tofu, he took a lot of damage there. He will survive for now, but it's the Timbersaw who can't survive. Once again, Ace cannot get in an engagement and stay alive. This Timbersaw is not tanky at all. They're tearing through him like paper.
I mean, this Timbersaw is nothing, man. Ace is 0-2-0. Have we ever seen him not have impact in the first 20 minutes of a game?
I mean, a lot of people have been talking about Ace as one of the best players of the year. He has had MVP performances time and time again, and this is maybe what it looks like when Gaming Gladiators cannot rely on him to have an output. And Liquid have shut him out of this game. They're shutting Celery out of the map, not letting him get anywhere out there before he's immediately punished. Foxy might die for this one, though. Oh, a Chakram off the mark. Ace not able to land it. It's up to Quinn with the long zip in to help catch and burst down at least one of these heroes. Zide's going to try and turn around with the Flame Mail duel. Won't be able to get that much, but with those two is still a lingering shot from Nisha that will claim the Timbersaw.
I mean, at least Gaming gets something on the map. That Legion kill is worth a lot here.
They get a kill, but they can't stay out of the map. Sunder goes out. Nisha, he's going to use his ages trying to pull up Dyrachyo up with the Blinding Light. It might just save Dyrachyo. The final shots from Nisha can't seem to do the damage, and they take away that life. They kill Insania. A turn, perhaps. Nisha, is he going to chase after him?
Mickey here, he wants Dyrachyo.
He's going for Dyrachyo. He's committing. He gets off the Wukong's command, but he can't get the hits in. The disarm. Oh, the body blocking. It's so
gone too far.
What a play. We got supports, but somehow the shot still comes in. How did the damage? Nisha somehow with a side blade hit finishes off the Terror Blade.
Who did he even side blade off of? Is it like a storm jump or the kotl?
I think he hit the Storm Spirit. It popped over to him. We'll maybe see that one in the replay here. Look at this body blocking. So damn good.
This is such a good bait by Gaming.
Oh my god. It was the TA trap. He did the TA trap.
No way, dude.
He did the TA trap trick to be able to kill the Terror Blade. Oh, it's so good.
That is one of the most disgusting things we've seen in a long time. Nisha, we asked where was this man in recent months? Where is his 100%? Well, he's bringing it out here as just every trick in the book.
Immediate silence was a use of the Fortune's End. That was a cool play. They preemptively casted it on Quinn, so when he got silenced, well, a cute play like that still does not result in a clean win for Gaming Gladiators. Fortunately, Mickey was not able to get the Boundless Strike off in time. They still trade out supports, but now he's found Ace. Double silence. Uses the Lotus Sword, but there was a second TA trap there for a second silence against the Timber. This man can't find a win anywhere, Avery.
I don't know, Nisha's just way too good right now. He's actually just way too good. These are some nice comeback moves from
Whoa, Mickey's in deep here. Mickey is all by himself here. A Boundless Strike that hits 3, but he couldn't get the 2 stacks in time. Liquid are slipping up a little bit here. Don't get me wrong, they have a huge lead, but they're giving more to Gladiators than they should.
Definitely a little overextensions here on the big chorus heroes. The upside for Liquid is even if you end up trading here, you are finding Deso charges on the TA, and you're finding a lot of dual damage on this Legion.
Yeah, they are
a lot of dual damage. He's up to 94 already, so even if it's not 100% optimal, you still got to feel good trading out and just continuing to scale with the LC here, who's already finished BKB on Zai. That's insane, because now you just go in, you BKB duel anybody. If the Oracle Silence are taken out of the fight, it's a guaranteed core kill. Nobody is surviving this on the map right now.
Yeah.
You have Trap Vision to set yourselves up preemptively to find out where these heroes from Gaming are going, and a quick 3-man smoke with that item flying in for Zai. Gem already purchased as well on Insania. They're going to control the vision with all these traps and wards and just route Gaming out of the last area of the map they're in. If you ever find the Oracle first, it's a free fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ace barely gonna get out of here. He might still get dueled.
He's gonna change. Now he's gonna be Mystic Flare. They do not have Celery here in time. He TP'd as soon as the initiation started, but it's just the damage is too damn fast. Another dual win. Dyrachyo trying to get away with his Manta. Very scary, that damage in Celery. Just to make sure, uses the False Promise early because he cannot risk his carry dying again.
I'm surprised Liquid didn't go for the Tormentor steal. I think Nisha is thinking about it here. Can he do it solo? Yeah, I guess he can. power of TA. It'll be a nice little
Radiant's
Scion
bottom
armor
tower is
shard
under
for
attack.
Boxy. A little more tankiness. Go with everything else here. Gaimin keeping this lead stable for now. They found another arcane rune for Quinn, and the Terrorblade illusions are splitting out this map. More.
Spot Mickey. Another pick off on the carry of Team Liquid.
I think you cannot afford to give too many of these away. These are some bad deaths on the Monkey King. Zai's gonna find another duel win, so.
I mean, he's got 2 other carries, I guess, so maybe Monkey King isn't the be-all, end-all, as at this point, Zai is actually much bigger than him with 150 damage and 1,000 net worth lead on the Monkey King.
150 damage. That's a ridiculous amount of damage at 23 minutes here. So yeah, you do have 2 other carries. It's just you're giving these cores and gaming away back in the game, right? You look at this Storm net worth. Should he be here? The answer is no, but he is. And you have a Terrorblade not close behind. I mean, there's potential to win some team fights here on gaming if you get the right jump and you pull him into some Terrorblade damage. Blinding Light and Oracle, 2 saves for this duel. I mean, the Blinding Light's not so useful now into the BKB, but it's still something that can prolong those engagements, maybe turn it around, guarantee a Sunder here. This game is not won yet by any means. Quinn is still looking at
Long zip in for the Glimmer Cape.
They have a shield
Stuns
ready.
up. Do they have any follow-up stuns? Not quite.
That's all his
All
mana.
of his mana. He's going to get a bit of a help from the Chakra Magic. They're going to try and play around this ward. Mickey's going for it, though. Nisha follows him up on this one, too, but I think Mickey's nervous about giving away too much like he's done before. They're still going to chase.
Balance in one. They're looking for the duel.
Zai closing in. He's going to get the duel on the Terrorblade. It's the false promise. It barely goes off. He has a chance to be able to get off a good Sunder, but they have the staying power in this fight. They all run away from Duraccio. They don't give him the chance to get off a Sunder.
Mind are as one.
Oh man, that was the closest of saves, and it's still not enough.
That Boundless Strike was way too good to turn that fight. Just hits the Oracle and the TB. The Oracle almost just died flat out to it. I mean, Nisha finishes him off quickly. I don't even know if you, I mean, even if you get Sunder off there, I don't think it changes anything, right? You're still stuck in a Wukong. All the heroes from Liquid are full.
Dire's bottom
Very
tower
clutch Force
is under
Staff to get Celery out of there in the first place. Again, gaming are playing about as well as you can play from this position.
Oh, that Sunder almost went off, but the telekinesis from Insania stopped it.
And the issue is all of the cores from Liquid are online, so all these separate damage threats are very difficult to deal with when you have these single target focus saves.
Yeah.
Gaming want a type of situation where you try to all in somebody in this duel, you save that hero, you turn the fight. Here it's you duel somebody, Nisha's killing somebody else, Mickey's in a tree slapping somebody else. Oh yeah, there's Boxy running down another one of your supports. Way too many damage sources right now for Gaming to deal with. They don't have that Aura buy either. It's a single Lotus on the Timbersaw, so you're not even going to get a Pipe or a Crimson in this game. And second Roshan, because that first one went down pretty damn fast. 26 minutes is going to be Aegis and Cheese. For a Templar Assassin that is 11-0 and not looked back once. He already has BKB done on top of level 20 here. Give this man an Aegis. He deserves it.
He certainly does. He's put on one hell of a performance in this series. Won the laning phase 3 different times against one of the best mid laners in the world, and managed to carry through in game 2 with Templar Assassin, and looking like he might be able to do it here in game 3 as well.
Scanning.
Nothing else. It's given Liquid the best chance to beat this team that we've seen.
Zai doesn't have much vision to operate with here. Gaming Gladiators, they're the ones with the high ground ward. They actually are going to spot.
I mean, he has Cheese, Halberd.
Yeah, he's not an easy kill.
This
They can't
Legion
go for
punches
it.
hard, and he is hard back in terms of what are you going to do to him?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
BKB now done for the Monkey King. Blink Dagger? Really? That's going to be our choice? I see that right for the Timbersaw?
Yeah, you saw that correct. It's why? I mean, it gets the damage in very fast off a Storm Jump. I feel like this goes back to the problem I pointed out with their draft, which is you have one stun, it's a Vortex. if you don't kill someone in the Vortex, what are you doing in these fights?
Yeah, I guess so. But that does leave the Timbersaw to be very, very squishy. As many other heroes are very squishy in this game. Another 28 damage for Zai, up to 178 now on the dual damage.
I mean, he's going to be squishy no matter what.
That is true.
That is just a reality right now. When you have this much bonus damage, this many Deso charges on a Enchanted Quiver Templar Assassin that is out of control. I don't know if there's an item you buy that is going to help you stay alive outside of Ghost Scepter or Halberd. Those don't sound too appealing right now. So I guess you just blink in, try and burst a target off the Vortex. Maybe find the Skywrath Mage, maybe start on the Legion. I don't know if you can kill Zai. If you can, you're going to be super happy with that fight.
Oh, goodness. Good thing he didn't have duel. Quentin putting himself right in front of Zai, but duel is on cooldown for 10 seconds. Now up, though.
And the BKBs are finished for Liquid here. All 3 cores. Spell immunity going into this lineup, pretty damn nice one. Pretty much all you have to worry about is Terrorblade. And a double damage? Why not, my friend?
This is a 2-shot on a support somewhere.
This is a 1-shot. You don't have anything else in there. You're just gone.
And the dangerous part, just like game 2, is Templar Assassin way out ahead. Is using that advantage to chip away at your tier 3 tower. Game of Gladiators are going to be forced to jump into this.
Did you just press the attack here to get a go?
Man, to try and burst him, but BKB goes off. He gets to get the duel onto the Timbersaw. That might be a double win, but he gets off the false promise. And the Timbersaw, who managed to win the fight as a result. And Mickey, he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Slow down by the Scotty, but unfortunately the force staff gets him away. Nisha, he's going to be the one who needs help here. Meld, dispel, turn around, bound the strike, almost finishing him off. A side hit, not quite enough, but he backs away to the high ground. Quinn, who used all of his mana to be able to jump in, walks away. Liquid will do the same because that initiation goes wrong. Celery comes in the clutch with a false promise to turn it.
Buyback's going to cost him maybe in the next high ground defense. Still, you are very happy with that high ground hold here against a double damage Legion. I'm surprised that Zai went up to hit it. I guess he feels like he's way too tanky to die. He didn't pop the cheese before the duel, though.
If he pops the cheese, they both live through this.
Just kept them in there long enough that you can wear through. The Timber ends up living as well. That's a Lotus duel win for the Timber. I don't know if that matters too much, but
68 damage, let's go.
He got a free Sacred Relic off it, so congratulations to Ace here, as I guess that Defiant Shell is going to start putting in some work.
Does Defiant Shell work when you're disarmed?
I think so.
Like, it's a curious pickup if he's always disarmed by using Chakram. Is he still getting hits back?
I think it just automatically throws the attack no matter what.
That's kind of crazy.
This item's weird. Because like, you hit people in Chrono and stuff too.
Yeah.
So I feel like this attack goes through anything. It is an attack from a higher power. You cannot stop the turtle shell. I guess it's not even a turtle.
You're losing your mind.
I'm doing great.
Boxy, why jumping in real quick?
That is a bold move.
Wow.
Nobody was home, so it goes unpunished. You still have Aegis Cheese here. Aegis out in 10 seconds.
Dire structures are fortified.
Terrorblade Illusions pushing in mid. Did finish up this Scotty on Thrashio. Also bought out a Talisman of Evasion for some extra potential misses on the Meld Strike or some of the TA hits. You've got some firepower here on Gaiman. You really do. There's some damage coming online. You have double save supports that can make this fight very awkward, as well as double Ghost Scepter between the two of them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This duel is not so straightforward in a 5-on-5. You kind of have to lock down the Oracle, either with control or find him first. Otherwise, I think you just get locked in a position that you're not too happy about. It works against you. You're sitting there stunned forever on this Legion while Terrorblade is going to be pounding into you.
Yeah. Do you think that means that he can only go on Oracle, or what do you do about
I mean, you either find the Oracle, or this Blink on Boxy is designed to go in and silence up Celery off of a dual jump. I think that's a fine approach as well.
Okay.
If you have the vision, it makes it a lot easier. I think that's why Boxy was looking for the aggressive obs.
I mean, that's some high performance play, though, that you're trying to enact. Boxy is going to have to blink into the enemy, and if he doesn't get the silence fast enough, he might just be killing himself for nothing.
This is a high performance game. You're gonna have to step it up a notch. Gaimin not out of this one yet. They are smoking up, and they got a full hex on that Storm Spirit. This is the lockdown that this lineup wanted desperately the entire game. They finally got there. On top of that level 20 talent for a little extra Vortex duration. Might sound like an irrelevant talent here, but when you are working with a single stun, your stun duration basically just went up by 15%.
True, yeah, true.
So it might make the difference here. You have
I mean, you combine it with the scythe and your disables have gone up like 100%.
that's like 5 seconds of stun. God damn, I'm impressed.
Well, one of them is still taken away by press the attack, so yeah, that's left with 3 seconds of stun.
But if you jump the Legion,
there you go.
Then he's only going to get Shard Telekinesis away.
Yes.
As that is also out for Insignia on the Rubik here. Of course, Liquid still controlling this game with overwhelming amounts of damage. The dual damage on Zai, the butterfly finish for Nisha, and full Mjolnir Harpoon done for Mickey. If you get stuck in this Wukong, you are going to be in a world of pain.
Okay, butterfly pickups for the 2 different carries. Nisha has his, but so does the Terrorblade. And those misses could be critical for living long enough to get the false promise off or get off the Sunder.
It's actually crazy how much net worth this Terrorblade has for 8 deaths. It doesn't feel like it. He is right up there. I mean, Ace is definitely the one suffering here. It's basically a Lotus and a Blink. Not a position maybe Gaming are used to, but one that they have played around pretty decently here as they're holding the lead, bringing it down a little bit, controlling some portions of this map. It is starting to build up some
still
items.
in this.
Yeah, I thought this game was going to be over 10 minutes ago.
Is under attack.
It's getting stalled. And next Roshan, let's say you can contest that if you're Gaming. Like we saw in game 1, Liquid
Radiant's
through that
bottom
Roshan
tower
pit
is
fight.
under
They did.
attack.
Pretty tremendously. Not to lay any curses out here, but that is an area in Dota where a lot can go wrong very fast.
And you've got a lot of time to let the nerves get to you because Roshan, it's going to be a late one. He's going to wait the full 3 minutes to finally show himself. So another 2 before we see him.
It's going to be a long 3 minutes. Especially if you're not continuing to find the dual damage. You might be feeling like this game has stalled out a bit for you because, I mean, Zai got so much at the start. It's been a little bit. These Oracle saves are becoming really annoying on the map, as well as the split push. Gaming managed to get some deep obs out, and these Terrorblade illusions have just been cutting waves at very good angles.
One note about the Roshan fight, though, I think it's been easier for Gaming Gladiators to be able to limit the areas of attack that Liquid have when they're playing defensively, right? When they're sitting inside their base, Celery really can't get jumped on. He's guaranteed to get a false promise. It probably means there's only one person getting jumped at a time. When you go out of your base to play for that Roshan fight, it is where they are most exposed against Liquid.
That is absolutely true. And you have 3 cores that can all jump somebody with high independent damage like we saw in those early game fights. You are correct. That area in the open is a way different matter. Celery is way more exposed. The lack of his mobility really hurts Gaming because they have to kind of protect the Oracle, which means you have to clump more. Then all of a sudden, the angles become
Radiant's bottom
way
tower
more
is
open for
under
Liquid to
attack.
approach.
Better chances of
Dyer's
burst
top
damage like
barracks are
overwhelming
under
odds. Nisha
Much.
poking up the high ground once again, doing some serious damage to this melee barracks. They're going to have to formulate a response here for that instant silence. Oh, fortunately, the limited disable. Zai couldn't get there for the duel because Celery was a bit late. Fortunately, they still have a glyph, so they will keep the melee barracks alive. With the Wukong's command being used, Liquid, are they going to be comfortable jumping here? They actually do not finish up the melee barracks. They're going to be jumped here, but the Telekin needs to get the point again. A second jump, but a second time the save comes through. The Lotus Orb without the false promise, I should note. Celery stopping that one last second. They did lose the range barracks. The melee barracks will hold, though.
End up committing that meta because they thought Nisha was just going to run up the hill and commit for the racks.
Which means they no longer have an ability to contest Roshan, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just gone. Timings are not going to align for that cooldown to come back up. We did manage to get an Ags on Ace, by the way. Which, I mean, the fact he has anything in this game is ridiculous in itself. That is going to be a nice frontline item. I don't think there are any dispels out here for Liquid, right? Yeah, 0.
It makes the Blink Dagger a lot stronger, right? Because you can get into the middle of Liquid where that means that shield charges up a lot faster.
It's a very heads-up hiccup because normally I think you get this item when you're snowballing on Timber before dispels can come out. This is kind of a position where you're very far behind. It just so happens there is no dispel built on Liquid and they don't have one naturally.
Yeah.
So this Axe is untouchable here. It means Ace is going to be a lot stronger than he appears when he goes in.
It also means he might regret his 15 talent because, you know, getting the maxed out reactive armor stacks and getting as much value out of that is pretty good against all this physical damage. But understandably, that was at a point where they was looking to be able to get burst kills off the Storm Sphere jump. Way back in, this melee barracks didn't heal very much. Gaming Gladiators not in a position to defend. Nisha will chip away and take another building.
That was just a freebie. You're not going to fight that without meta. I don't think you care about one lane here. The fight is far more important. You also have this Storm Spirit buyback and fountain jumps to play with here. It's a very good high ground defense hero. Liquid are going to have to be careful about how deep they commit into these fights. And you have MKB for Dyrachyo. So the single target physical burst coming out off of that Hex, off of Vortex, it's building up here.
Yeah, the carries are matching each other in that regard because the MKB is done for the Templar Assassin as well. So Butterfly for Butterfly, MKB for MKB. Nisha and Dyrachyo going toe-to-toe in items. But there are other factors.
There's also an MKB on mid-game plus this Refresher Shard. So you have double Wukong, double BKB here. That should win you the fight if you play it right.
Side the Vice, immediate press, the attack going to be used. Mystic Flare bursting down Ace, but they have to use the False Promise. So Timbersaw will stay alive, but it means no more saves.
Did not get a chance to pop that Ags on that jump. These Boundless Strikes in Ancient Seals have been instant from Liquid.
And I mean, you said it is so hard for Storm Sphere to jump in. You said that was going to be a problem at the very start of the game, and it's continuing here as his Scythe of Ice is instantly getting countered every time. Gaming Gladiators jumping in and out, just trying to get spells out of Liquid.
Just trying to waste his Aegis duration. It feels like they're playing for the full 3 minutes.
Yeah. Look at how many TA traps are set up here. I mean, Quinn, that's the area he wants to be jumping.
I mean, they want to make Nisha go up the hill here. That's what they're looking for. They have one 4-staff on Tofu. I mean, there's aggressive 4-staff potential.
Telekinesis, they got duel on him. Needs a save. Mystic Flare, no False Promise. Remember, it was used earlier. So, again, no save and no immediate buyback or play off of this one. So Liquid will have plenty of time to strategize and set up for that buyback as it comes in. Blast pushes him in, but again, not trying to jump. Nisha, they're just trying to chip away and take away this Aegis.
There's the meta.
Almost do it. The meta going to be used, but they do not get the Aegis away from him. The telekinesis threw him down the ground, and Nisha may be given some heals here. He could swap in one of those Aegis, because they've got 2 of them, and consume that.
I'm Liquid. I respect this meta, but then I'm going again. Especially with this Aegis 2 minutes left. You have a decent period where this is going to be ticking and that meta is going to be running out.
Yeah.
Half gone for Dyrachyo here. The Storm still down for 30 as well. Gotta push it. You gotta claim as much as you can. AC done for Zai. That physical ramping up. He looked for the duel, but the blinding light too fast here. Very hard to get on these supports when they are by their tier 4s.
There's going to be a window of time where Gaming Gladiators are going to have to deal with Aegis, but no meta.
The time is now. A minute left for Nisha to siege here.
And he's almost up to level 25 too. The refractions have been bailing him out of a lot of grief here. Scythe of Ice, press the attack, is the response. Once again, Ace jumping in, but he's going to be caught this time.
He's tanky.
Silenced up, he is tanky thanks to that Aghanim Scepter helping him out. He's dodging some of the magic damage. The Wukong Spin, the first one's going to be used here. Another silence placed out onto the Storm Spirit, quickly cleansed off at Fortune's End. And Nisha just throwing around the damage. At this point, 45 seconds left on the Aegis. He's willing to die right now. And Ace will apply shit, blowing him up. He gets low. Oh, they got the jump on the blue. Salary's dead. The duel lands. Now they have to try and punish as best they can on the buyback. He bought back. He couldn't get there in time. The False Promise couldn't save the Storm Spirit. Has to use it on Dyrachyo instead. And Dyrachyo ratio. He's fighting up against both the Templar Assassin and the Monkey King, and he's just taking too much damage. He dies in an instant. They are running out of buybacks. They have one last chance. 4 heroes are left to be able to push back against the full Liquid 5. See if they can finish off the Legion Commander, but it's telekinesis away. A last second thunder. It's going to be low, and they manage to get him. Dota2 staying with no. The damage comes in. Nisha. Now the buybacks from Liquid in turn. They know this is their opportunity. This is the chance to change their fate. This is their chance to be able to turn it. They've done it. They have managed to finally bring down Gaming Gladiators, who have been undefeated in this series in playoff matches. They have gone a total of 13-2 in LAN series against